To go further in depth on that topic and a host of other political topics, our good friend, political analyst Dick Morris. Dick, of course, also the author of that great new book, Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation. And Dick joins us this morning from Philadelphia. Dick, it's so good to have you here on America's Forum. The president has been consistent in this message, but his administration's messaging and the CDC, the changing guidelines, they've been anything but consistent. What is your take on the politics and the policy of this administration in terms of Ebola?
Well, Ebola is obviously a very technical issue, JD, and hard for non-scientists to understand. There are parts of it that are very simple and very easy for the layman to understand, and one of those is how you deal with contagious diseases. Every mother has to face that when she's deciding whether to send her child to school or not when he may have a cold or something. And we all understand the importance of quarantine. We all understand the importance of protecting the person who's sick and separate him from everybody else during that crucial gestation period for the Ebola virus. And as such, none of us understand why Obama is not willing to impose a flight ban. As you said, there are charter flights. There are all kinds of ways of getting people to and from the area. And what is so wrong with asking a healthcare worker to spend 21 days in quarantine? This isn't a life sentence. This is 3 weeks. And they, of all people, should understand the reason for that. And the fact that we're imposing it on our soldiers but not on healthcare workers, the Ebola virus does not recognize uniforms. A white uniform is as good as a camouflage one as far as it's concerned.
And there's a different meaning to the word uniform in terms of uniformity, and we're not seeing that from the administration. You touched on the military. Yesterday, Chuck Hagel approved that 21-day quarantine for all the returning troops. Is that the right policy move, and how does it contrast with the president trying to cop a plea for the heroes?
Well, the president said there's no reason to treat healthcare workers as pariahs. Well, there's no reason to treat troops as pariahs either. But the political implications are what I'm here to focus on, so let me do that. He looks awful. He looks weak. He looks unprepared. He looks non-commonsensical. Everybody understands how you're supposed to deal with a situation like this, and it's clear that he's not. And it's very bad for his image, and he can't lay it off on Congress or on events or on anything. This is his issue, and he's flubbing it. In a curious way, JD, it's the opposite of Sandy, which bailed him out in the 2012 election. It's a natural occurrence, a God-driven event, if you will, that he is failing to handle well, as opposed to Sandy, where there was an impression that he handled it well. And those crises are uniquely presidential. They're not institutional. They deal with the decisions of one man and how to deal with the situation. And as such, he can accumulate enormous political harm.
Let me ask you about the so-called Ebola czar, Ron Klain. Where is he in all of this, Dick?
Hey, Ron Klain is as qualified to be the Ebola czar as I am. We have roughly similar qualifications. We've both been lifelong political operatives, and neither of us know a single thing about medicine. It is absurd that he's the Ebola czar. He could have picked a Nobel Prize-winning doctor. He could have picked, the discoverer of DNA or something, Watson. But he chose not to. Instead, he's chosen a political hack, and nobody's treating him seriously, nor should they.
Well, there is much more to talk about and discuss, Dick Morris. We'll ask you to stay right there. When we return, we'll take a look at the midterms, talk all things political with our good friend Dick Morris. And as always, we want to hear from you. You heard Dick bemoaning the selection of Ron Klain, who we really have yet to see as the Ebola czar. Dick says, given Ron's qualifications, they match up evenly. That's an interesting thought. Your thoughts on it, why don't you tweet them to me at NewsmaxTV, #America's Forum.